Hey guys, Zachariah Bourne. I wanted to talk about something I get a lot of questions about. A lot of people ask me, how do you become happy all the time? People get a taste of how good it feels to be so joyous, and they just want to live there all the time. There's a few things. The best part of that feeling is getting back into it. That feeling of flow, that feeling of being blissed out, that Zen feeling, that feeling of detachment, that feeling of transcendence, people call it, that joy factor. When you feel like you're in it, you just radiate. And so when you feel it, even if you get a quick glance of it, 5-10 minutes, and it's amazing when you're really out of it, you really forget what it feels like, because you're just on a completely different spectrum. And when you're on a different side of the spectrum, you can't remember what it's like to be on the other side of the spectrum. When you're extremely happy, it's hard to remember what it felt like to be super depressed. And when you're super depressed, you don't know how you were ever happy, or what that even felt like, or how good it felt. That's why I liken it to rungs in a ladder. You climb up one rung at a time. And as you get closer, the thoughts that you have will match what rung you're on. So you can feel a couple rungs below, and you can feel a couple rungs above. But if you keep going up, you're going to be in a completely different spectrum. So that's part of the fun right there. Don't let it bother you when you're out. Don't beat up on yourself when you're not feeling great. It's okay. If you've been out for a little while and you want to get back into that really blissful feeling, check out my video on Alignment Day, giving yourself 24 hours to just feel better and better. Highly recommend that one. But the key to being happy all the time, and the point is not to be happy all the time, because what is white? What is the color white without the color black? The contrasts, the light and the dark, the cold and the hot, are what give life depth. It's what gives life color. It's what makes the highs so wonderful, so juicy, so delicious. So negative experiences always serve you, because it helps you appreciate the positive ones, it helps you figure out what you do want, and it just it makes sort of like a slingshot. I notice most of the people who are the happiest often have the most negative experiences before in life. They're the people who really appreciate their happiness. And the people who had a really happy life before, often later in life, kind of find themselves floundering. It doesn't have to be this way, but it is sometimes. So what you want to do is you want to grow your happiness. And what you do is, when you feel extremely happy, you want to appreciate it. And the longer you're there, the more happy experiences and happiness you can put into your cycle the next time you experience it. We sort of live in these rotations, these cycles. So when you are there, it becomes easier to get there. It feels more natural. Your natural state sort of rises in general. And it becomes easy to be there. And soon happiness can become the default. Happiness can be your default. It should be. It's many of you guys' default already. But that's the thing, we're always raising the bar, right? What made you extremely happy, the amount of feeling, the quality that made you extremely happy 3 months ago may now feel like boredom, because we're constantly raising the bar. And we're doing that in life all the time. So if you want to experience more happiness, you grow it. When you are there, try to stay there. The longer you can stay there, the more power it gets, the more natural it becomes, the more it becomes the default. And then all of a sudden it's easy to become and stay happy. And occasionally you gotta get a 24-hour tune-up. Happens to us. But yeah, you just keep growing it. And soon it crowds out all the negativity. People will say, how do I get rid of negativity? You don't get rid of it. You focus on the opposite. The more you focus on what you don't want and trying to get rid of it, it just compounds it. So instead, focus on what you do want, grow that, and you'll be happy. First, you'll be happy maybe from the lower end 5% of the time, right? But then you focus on it, you notice it when you're there, you feel great, and then it becomes 7, and then it becomes 14, and then it becomes 20, and then it becomes 25, and then you're really on a roll. And before you know it, it can be 90, 99% of the time if you're really good at focusing, really good at keeping your thoughts on what feels good and what feels right. You'll be feeling happy almost all the time. And you'll appreciate it when you're out because it's so incredible feeling to jump back into those good feelings. So that's my piece for today. Hope you guys have an incredible day. We're blissed out, be blissed out, appreciate that blissed outness, grow that blissed outness. As I've said probably 20 times in this video, grow it. You've got this. Much love for you guys. Peace.